Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the comics newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
ComicBookAdvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that. And you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like ComicBookAdvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating, because we love comics. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to the show, everybody. It's Monday, October 5th. 2020. Today's an important day for various reasons. One of those being that today is actually National Bullying Prevention Day, and it's actually October is now, and I didn't know this, it's National Bullying Prevention Awareness Month for the entire month. We are excited. Bobby Gregory gave us the Rise Against Bullying campaign notes here, and he talks about the importance of this day right here, and he gives us some anti-bullying sites to check out, a way to help you prevent bullying in your community. Also, we are celebrating the first Monday of every October as the World Day of Bullying Prevention. On this day, students, schools, and communities all over the world go blue together against bullying. It also kicks off National Bullying Prevention Awareness Month every October. Join us in solidarity to stop bullying and cyberbullying. You can see right here, I'm wearing the blue. I got my advocating shirt on for you guys to see. There you go, Indie Advocates. The Indie spelled wrong. Don't judge me. I'll turn it into an E soon. We're going to have a great show, a lot of news to cover. Wanted to get that into the books, give you a look at the new newsroom where we've been improving it as we're going. So we're going to choose the weekend headline today with me and my co-anchor when he shows up. Hold on. We are just telling someone that we're alive because they wanted to drop in and talk to us about their project. So you'll be able to find the videos now. We're added the videos that are part of our advocating trinity, or anyone else who gives us a video that we think is really cool will be in our newsrooms. The newsroom's all about the different videos. So you're going to see that the videos of the day, which this will go in here, the one we're making right now, and then every day we're picking the headline that made the most sense to be the headline of the day. Thank you for joining us every day at 11. Where we pick these things. And also now we've replaced this image with an actual link to the show. So now we've separated things. Hopefully this is a little easier to use. We've been improving it for you, all you amazing fans who show up to these shows and watch it. So we're really excited about that. We're going to head over to the crowdfunding. Hold on. We're having a link issue. So while I'm having a link issue, I'm going to tell you guys about the importance, because I got to fix this, the power of a single dollar. Never underestimate the power of a single dollar. Just one single dollar can help make dreams come true. Every dollar is a declaration of support and belief. It helps the creators and the teams behind the book. Just $1 helps create new worlds and keeps creators creating. And if you're going to be creating something on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, get Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, second edition, a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding by Madeline Holly Rosing and Christy Shin. It is an amazing book that will help you navigate the ins and outs of crowdfunding. Over the weekend, Cybergirl Lita successfully funded their campaign. Congratulations to them. We're also going to send congratulations out to Bonsai Girl. They successfully funded this weekend, so congratulations to the team behind this book, which is Jinky Cororondo. And where's oh, sorry, I thought there was more for the team. I know that this was shared with us. I just don't know if David, there it is, David Campidi. And here is my co-host. I sent him the wrong link. That was part of the link issue. I sent him the link, and he's like, cool. And I'm like, where is he? And I realized I didn't send him the actual StreamYard link. I sent him today's show link, so I apologize for that. That one's on me. That's on me.
I know it was just a test. It's all good. I think I passed a little bit.
It's just been a long morning. Like by 11, I've covered more things about comics than most people will all day. And I mix in the rest of my life, including a conversation. But you know what? Me and you can just take a seat in the back. We have with us some real talent right now. And, you know, I have a big ego, and I think I'm a talented person. So you know when I say there's real talent coming in the room, I mean, we have here. Let's do this right. Let's make Monty like where he belongs. Oh no, that's not working. There it is.
I'm in
Monty.
The back of the bus.
There we go, Monty. Full screen. He's got it all. Tell us about your project. Sorry about sending the wrong. Monty's like, did I miss the show? I'm like, what are you talking about? I looked and I sent him the same link I sent Phil.
No, that's okay.
One backer away from 100. Yet you've made $11,000. I want to grow up and be like MMM.
Well, you know, in 30 years, you know, of hard work, it should happen.
All right. Yeah, and we were talking about that yesterday on the Sunday Comics Brunch, how when someone gets picked up, suddenly everyone's like, they're an overnight success. And you want to drown every person who calls you an overnight success because of those 30 years that you have under your belt of working your butt off to try to get noticed, to try to get people to back it. So talk to us about this creation.
Sure. One funny anecdote. I do remember when I did a cover over 20 years ago, and suddenly, you know, I started getting some other jobs, and people were like, "Oh my God, you know, you're this overnight success." And by then, I had already had about 10 years. I'd been going to cons since '93, and I was like, "There's no overnight success with me. It's just you're discovering me for the first time," and it still happens, which is great. So the newest campaign is quite a bit different than Loco Hero, which was for my first creator-owned comic book. And so this one is for art that I am self-publishing. It's called Montage. And I wanted to do something different rather than purely a pop culture art book, and do a book that also included some of my Western cinema. For those on screen, you can see a little bit of the good, the bad, and the ugly over one of my shoulders. Those are some art prints, even a little bit of automotive and wildlife. So people will still get some of the pop culture that they know from me, some recent covers like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Terminator, Transformers, all this kind of stuff, Vampirella, lots of female figures still, but a little more. And actually, for those folks who want to see and learn a bit more about the process that I might do in oils or acrylics or mixed media, there's even some cast bronze.
Oh man, and this is definitely a project. I mean, just look at all that information you have there about your all the things you've worked on, where you've worked. I want my bio sheet to read like that. When your bio sheet is that big, you've done something right.
Well, right? I'm a pimp. I pimp myself out to everybody.
Well, I just put a lot of thes in everything I do. I'm like, let me add 3 thes here. We don't even need it to make my bio look bigger. I'm just going to add an A here. But this is amazing work. And how is Local Hero doing? I know that people have been reviewing it and talking about it. Give us an update on that.
I was honestly kind of honored and blown away by the feedback on the project. Every single person who has read it and given me just even a reader review. I don't, not critical reviews, reader reviews. That's your fan base, is those people who are reading your book. And everybody said they were pleasantly surprised. They thought the art would be good. They weren't sure about the story. And everybody said, I'm ready for issue 2. I loved the fact that it wasn't a pure cheesecake book, and there was a lot of substance to the story. There's some cultural issues that involve PTSD and homelessness and our veterans, but I don't beat anybody over the head with it. It's just, threaded through the story. So I was, really just super thrilled because I was nervous. I was nervous writing this first kind of format.
And you actually even have bronze sculptures?
Yeah, these are my first 2 bronzes that I had cast, and it takes about 5 different artists to create a bronze because I'm not there. Artists who do the sculpting typically aren't there in the foundry or doing the patina or making the molds, and so it's quite a laborious process. It probably took me close to a year for my first one to come out. And the first one you see there, King of the Rockies, is a ram. And I went to school at Colorado State University, so I sent them a copy, and they basically decided to what's close to license it, where I sell one of those, I donate 10% of the proceeds back to the Alumni Association.
Well, that's super cool for you. Demon Phil, you have any questions from Monty Moore? I know you guys know each other.
Not really.
Yeah, Phil's read the book. I'm eager to hear his review.
But I did want to show off, I do have one of his sculptures as well, and I am most proud of this one as well, the demon skull. I think that goes well with the show, and it's always shown in the background.
Hold on, show it up.
Okay, here we go. So there it is.
Look at that detail, guys.
And I always put my my Lady Death coin up inside the mouth. It just fits perfectly up in there.
Oh, right on.
So as far as
since we got Phil on the show, why don't you give us a review, since I know you've read it?
But that's what I was just going to go ahead and go over on here is the with Loco Hero. I mean, I absolutely loved it. It was hyped up quite a bit and everything, so there was a lot building into it. So I went into it unbiased, looking at it. I always read it like 3 times to go over it and kind of give the full review. So I went through the artwork, of course, on point, absolutely. But my thing was the substance of the story. I wanted to make sure that it was going to be a page turner going all the way through without the artwork. I had to kind of take that out of my mind. Absolutely amazing. The story itself, like you said, it's got a subtle hint of some things in there, but it's got enough to where you want to turn those pages and go through it. I'm not giving spoilers on purpose because I want everyone else to get a hold of this book. But it does have enough substance where you want to turn those pages and keep going on with it. But it's got enough to where it how do I put this? It intertwines fantasy with reality in just amount of perfect, I don't know, it's like a perfect union on there almost, to where it actually works very well, to where you look at it going, this is a fantasy book, but wait a minute, this is actually how somebody would see this in their mind with other things going on. It makes you think. So again, not giving away spoilers, but you need to get this book. This is an amazing book that you have, and I cannot wait for 2.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just saw pages from 1 through 10 are already drawn and inked, and I immediately got them over the colorist and was like, we got to keep going on this. People love this. We can't wait like 3 years.
Exactly. Well, I'll have to get you back on my show whenever you get ready to launch 2, and we'll talk about it again as well. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as montage is concerned, I want to go ahead and throw my 2 cents on there real quick because it is an amazing campaign that you've got going on there. You're doing very well with it. And I love the fact that you're having different levels of art in this one. So it's not just one genre in particular. You're actually throwing in some other things in there so you can try to catch a target audience from anybody.
Yeah, and I will tell you, it's much more of a struggle. We don't have necessarily the full support of that backer who's primarily a comics backer and collector that might say, hey, I don't really buy or have room for art books as well. So the Loco Hero campaign took off. We had over 600 backers. I'd never seen anything like that. So this campaign is moving along similar to my previous campaigns, which ended up having around 100, 150 backers. So, of course, I'd love to see more than that on this campaign. But you have to remember that my core audience is still probably those pop culture fans, because an automotive fan or somebody who likes Western or wildlife, they won't buy an art book probably that also has Mutant Ninja Turtles in it and things like that. It alienates them if they're a little too, I don't know, not, you know what I mean? They're just, like static in what they like. They're like, well, I like Remington and Russell and, not some new guy's art. And I don't want to see, Emma Frost, White Queen and dragons in an art book. So I think I'm still targeting the pop culture fans, but I'm hoping that there's people who say, well, I don't mind, seeing some art of really nice wildlife or, movies like Tombstone.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna throw like a shameless little plug here on this one, because for those of you that are out there, looking at this campaign and you're not sure you want to back this because you've seen some of the other things in other books, you've seen some of the other things in other comics and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you just what you would hear at a 2 a.m. commercial, but wait, there's more. Because I'm telling you right now, you have to get in there and see what more is available in this campaign. Don't miss out.
Thank you, Phil.
And I know, Monty, you're a busy guy. You don't have time to sit around for the news. We have a lot of news to talk about, but I want to thank you for being on. Real quick, give them the pitch. Why do they need to own this in their library? Why is it something unique and interesting for them to own?
I think it is wholly unique because of I can't think of another art book where you would have 5 to 6 different genres of subject, 6, 7 different media. So rather than saying it's a sketchbook, you're going to see a whole bunch of doodles over and over. You're going to see commissions and artwork for Lucasfilm or Disney. And then to that indie publisher, that's comic covers. Maybe it's Ryan Kincaid or Jesse Witchman or Murat Michaels, or larger publishers like Coffin Comics. So there will be some Lady Death in there. I've gotten permission to show some unpublished sketches and some commissions. So it's not going to just be more of the same. Hopefully it's going to be a wider breadth. So I think people will enjoy it if they give it a chance.
And I appreciate the fact that you said you have permission. Kudos on getting permission, just not putting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There are some other fan art pieces in there. Most artists will publish a few, sketches and characters and things like that. But I never publish anything with Lady Death or anything from my clients without saying that. And most of the time, I've never really been denied if it's already been published. They say, hey, as long as, we know what you're doing, go for it. Even Lucasfilm. So.
Yeah, and we appreciate that. Thank you for being on the program. You have an open invite anytime you want to jump in, talk about your project during the news.
Have a great week. Thank you.
Sunday mornings, we have an 11 o'clock brunch if you ever want to come just talk about comics.
Okay. Yeah, I might do that. I'll probably get my ass schooled on, knowledge, but, I can chime in on art.
We all rise together. We all learn from each other. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Later, Monty.
See ya.
All right. So that was a great way to start the program. Like we can't let our closers start the show. We really screwed up, David. So the one thing we didn't get to do was introduce you. Tell them who you are and why you're so awesome.
Demon Phil from the Demon Nation. I have a couple of shows that I host throughout the week. I have Demon Phil's Hell of a Show, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, where I go ahead and interview comic and soon-to-be pop culture celebrities that are going to be on there. Working on that as we speak. That's going to be more of next year's scenario, but I'm trying to finish out the year as is. And then, of course, on Saturday nights on YouTube only, we have Unscripted. Unscripted is where friends, colleagues, and creative team members can go ahead and sit in a very safe arena, basically, if you want to call it that way. And we don't have an interview show. We just talk about whatever happens to come up. 4 main rules govern my shows: no politics, no religion, no drama, and no negativity. So as long as you can abide by those, you're more than welcome to join up on my shows.
And that sounds fantastic. I do want to say that we are live right now with the link for Monty's great Kickstarter. It is in the chat, and it's on my personal profile right now where the video is streaming. So you guys can get that link, get this amazing project. But we do have to move on to the news because we got a lot. It's Monday. Mondays are our busiest days. So we got to catch up with the weekend. So here we go. We're jumping right into it. We already talked about today's bullying prevention. That's why I'm wearing blue. Demon Phil's got blue eyes, so he's always ready for anti-bullying. So we're going to head on over to our indie news brought to you by the Comic Book Advocates Network on Facebook. If you upload in there, there's a 90% chance we'll cover your news on here. So remember that. So here we go. Some big news. I know you probably want to read this. Let me pop the screen up a little bit bigger so you can read all the things. But I know you know about this, so go ahead, take it away.
Oh, yeah. So CB Zane posted about the Comic Unity 2020 online convention that's going on right now. Need something fun to do? How about being part of an online convention that's taking Kickstarter by storm? Comic Unity has a 64-page comic available featuring 3 stories about 3 different characters, Mite, Cyrus, and Catnip. It has lots of amazing covers to choose from, including holofoil variants by Elias Chatzoudas and Lorenzo Sperlonga and Wendy Steen Shaner. It has t-shirts. Oh, yeah, I got mine. It has $20 con beers. I got mine. And it has a scavenger hunt for a prize. I'm working on mine. And it has an incredible cosplay contest that you get to vote for the winner, but you have to be a backer, so don't miss out. I am a backer. I will be voting, and it is going to be a hard vote. I'm telling you that right now.
And I do want to say really quickly about this. It's a unique idea. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. No one's tried this before. I know it's a little jarring the first time you do something. How do you think it's gone so far, Demon? You've been following this day in and day out. How do you think? Is there a lot that you see as a way to do this as the future? Is this something other creators should look at doing?
Oh, absolutely. And you can actually see where it's networking into something much larger. They're already working on talking to other people to get involved in next year's event because this has been such a success that they want to keep doing it on an annual basis. But the comic itself, like we said, 64 pages, but it is 3 characters, characters that are on there.
Sorry about that. That's just feedback for me. Keep going.
Okay. 3 characters that are on there, and these are the first full appearances of these 3 characters in their own series in one comic. Now, most people would be kind of looking at that going, wow, how expensive is that going to be? $20 will get you a comic to go ahead and do this with a 64-page comic.
Wow. There you go. I mean, that's pretty good. It's interesting. It's innovative. It's more stuff that we need this year. We need creators to realize that it's not going to work the way it did last year, so we got to do new things. And something new on Kickstarter is Spectrum, which is Richard Storin is an average teen just learning about what it means to be gay. Then one night he is enveloped by the northern lights, and his world begins to change around him. He gains powers of light, making him both literally and figuratively Spectrum, a rainbow of color and life. Spectrum is an ongoing series focusing on teenage experiences with coming out, diversity, ethical, and personal dilemmas that all contribute to the rainbow of experience that is the life of LGBTQ people. And I think that's awesome. I love the fact that they're doing that. It's a comic book about young kids. And with today being Bullying Prevention Day, wear blue, guys, if you can. Remember, Demon gets to cheat because he's got blue eyes. We really want to support books like this and give them the room they need to develop, because there's a teenager out there that this will speak to and really help through their transition in life. Even if being gay isn't what it once was, me and Demon Phil are old enough to have played with dinosaurs and remember a different time. But even if times are better right now, it's still not, the typical conversation. The typical person is going to be straight statistically. So you might not know a lot of gay people when you're coming out at first, or people might not have come out yet, especially as a teenager. Everyone's sexuality is still kind of up in the air. And when I was growing up, I thought gay was something that just happened suddenly. We didn't talk about sexual orientation. We didn't talk about that stuff. There was even an idea that you could catch being gay. Like it was some sort of cold. So, we've come a long way, but there still needs to be more stuff like this to make kids who don't understand. Because when you're a teenager, you don't get it. You're looking up to the adults, and go watch the news and see how great that is lately. looking up to the adults. So we need literature like this. My hat goes off to them. We're very happy to be promoting this. We can't wait to see them continue this line of comics. Make sure that you go to their Kickstarter, which is so close to being funded. We're going to give them a quick look right now. Let's see. They are just 800 away with 18 days. Share this, especially today being the day it is. Let's make sure that we get this funded today. Well, not today, but this week. Let's make it a week goal, everyone. And Dan says hello to us. Hi, Dan. I know Meredith had said hello to us. Just saying hi. We're catching up. So we got some stuff from Kevin Gunstone.
Kevin Gunstone has the Future Primitive, another couple of lush recolored pages from Future Primitive magazine #1, art by the fantastic Boban, with colors by the equally wonderful Stefan. Oh wow,
Monjonic. I think it's
okay.
Marconic, I think. It's my guess. I apologize as always. Horrible with it. But yeah, look at that art. Fantastic art. And a Time Trader. We don't know if this will be on our show, but for right now, it's on this one. This is Time Trader. Is still going strong with 20% of the comics project based on popularity. Check out what all the fuss is about. So there you go. That's from James, a brand new person to our group, James Masmic. Yeah, I don't know. I again, guys, please don't hate me for these names. You make them hard on me. I don't know last names. I never grew up to learn last names. I'm from immigrants. Leave me alone. Demon Phil sent me. Talk about robots and aliens.
Robots and aliens. I mean, you can't go wrong with the title alone. So I mean, it's already something that's got your attention on there. Robots and Aliens. My last collaboration, Robots and Aliens magazine, and this is from Roger Bonet Martinez.
Yeah, and it looks. Like you said, how can you go wrong with aliens or robots, right? From our friend Sam, the crazy Kickstarter promotional tour continues, and he's got an ongoing. Looks like a whole bunch of great people in talking about it. He's been on Sunday Funnies. He's been on The Devil's Advocate. This guy has been all around. He's a great guy. Definitely check out what he's working on now. And this is from Mark Verma. That's how it is. Go ahead.
Mark Verma, Grain Here, story about grain now in comic, grain stuck in war. Second one on broken planet Earth. Lots of crumble everywhere, just like cookie. Yummy cookie, but grain different. And war eat everything. Grain issue 1 is out now.
Fantastic book. I've gotten to not only read but seen the creator in person on one of these StreamYards. He's just so energetic about this. It's definitely something. Especially if you have kids, this is a perfect book for kids. Just look at that art. And 14 days till launch. Get ready. You're going to be notified. I don't know why the promo doesn't say the name of the Kickstarter.
That's what
well, it's just the way that it cuts it sometimes. Only 2 weeks from our first issue of the horror anthology, Dismay Avenue, goes live on Kickstarter. Be sure to go on Kickstarter and click Notify Me on launch. Notified when it goes live. This is going to be Dismay Avenue is the topic. Dismay Avenue. So stay tuned for Dismay. And this is just another ad for that.
Well, sort of. What this is we've seen the exterior pages. Now we're starting to see interior pages for each of the characters, which is amazing because they've held it back this entire campaign and they're just now releasing it, and they only have, I believe, 9 days left in the campaign.
Ooh, look at that. But interior pages are so important to see.
Yes.
So credit to them for even getting to this point without showing interior pages. That just shows a fan base. Speaking of showing a fan base, let's see Mark Darden impress us. Said impress us. It's never happened to me before. I've heard about this with other shows, but never my show. You've never experienced this. I'm totally, completely no. We'll just click the link and we'll go over to where it originated in Comic Book Advocates Network, and we'll talk to Mark.
Back with a super quick reading from the Guano Guy. In this scene, Mr. Marvelous Man, a superhero, is doing Mr. Marvelous Man's super stock reports. Let's check in.
And now, for the Mr. Marvelous Man's super stock report.
Wow, these stock. They're up in a way of making a lot of money. That's an obvious reference to another superhero in the Guano Guy. Check it out on Kickstarter. Thanks.
All right. And Guano Guy, oh man, this Guano Guy got things confused right now. He's a crazy guy. No, despite what Mark tells him, he now thinks he's running for president.
Exactly.
Oh, Guano Guy. And another great thing on Kickstarter right now is Trash Day. This is from our good friend Luke Stone. An evil corporation is at the center of human trafficking ring that deals in superpowered individuals. It is up to a small team of newly minted heroes to determine what they want with them and what they're going and where they are being kept. The first arc of the Hybrids, Sons of Gods, concludes with a major attempt to rescue in the heart of the operation. The Hybrids, Sons of God Volume 1 trade paperback is now available on Kickstarter. And that's the end of this weekend's news. Let's get into just Monday's news. This is all the stuff that just hit us within the last 24 hours. So starting here, we got some promotional ad from E4. Go ahead, take us away.
Last seen, Hydro tried to pull out the flames on the orphanage, but something blocked his water blast. Now Pyro went to have the fire off, but then someone grabbed his arm. Who could it be? Get your copy today and see what happens next.
He's got a blue hand. Is that a glove? I don't know. You're gonna have to tune in to find out who that is. Another Guano Guy ad. Let's see what's going on now. Again, this is so embarrassing. Twice in one night. Twice in one night. It is just beyond embarrassing. I apologize to everyone who's a fan. Does not normally happen.
By donating to Guano.
There we go.
This campaign season, make your voice heard by donating to Guano Guy's campaign to not run for president. For as little as $1, you can help make America, nay, the world, fun and funny again.
Oh, Guano Guy.
This campaign season.
What are we going to do with Guano Guy? That guy's crazy. All right, so here's something
The
for
only thing you can do with Guano Guy is you got to go ahead and back it and just go ahead and get the books, because that way maybe he'll go ahead and start slowing down a little bit, but I doubt it. It's probably going to push him into world domination on the next one.
I don't know, though. I mean, is he really the worst choice right now? All right, this is some good news coming to us from Richard Rivera, who, by the way, is in charge of Scoot Comics over at Scout. Go ahead, Demon, you're up.
Reading Together opens windows to new worlds. Scoot, all ages comics, proud sponsor of family reading time. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Cat Dad and Supermom is now on Scoot, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. That guy, Bobby Gregory, Raheel Mohsin, and Chuck created Cat Dad and Supermom, and it has gone to Scoot. Great book. Was a part of Advocate Comics for a while. It was going to be part of Terraform, but Scoot came in and scouted it away. See what I did there? See what I did? Yeah, you like it? Huh? And it comes out this January. The imprint has the entire Scout team excited. We're looking forward to young readers and their families sharing their experiences and enjoying the incredible title. It's an investment in the future, and we couldn't be prouder of our creators. Previews and ash cans are coming soon. Follow our Scoot page for all updates and join the adventure. Reading Together, artwork by Clara Meath. And this is from Top Secret Press. And it's not loading. Oh, my goodness. 3 times in one day. What will they say about me? So here it is. It's a 3D image, and I don't know why that box keeps trying to open. Facebook is like on crack today.
Yes, it is.
Here we go. Look at that. 3D. Woo. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, I'm not going to try to make something bounce on the screen. Stop it, Demon Phil. Behave yourself. Behave.
No, I wouldn't be paying attention. No.
All right, you're up. Some great news from our good friend Dwayne Showtime Robinson.
Owner, CEO, writer, artist of animation, comics, and entertainment, LLC. Into the spirit of Inktober, I wanted to share a page from Nightfall, Michael's Awakening, issue 2. And there's the link. And that looks amazing.
Right? Don't show. Oh man, you got the CB Zane is on fire. Look at all the information he's given us. I'm gonna let you read this because you're a lot more into this than I am.
This one is CB Zane says, need something to do. How about being part of the online convention that is taking Kickstarter by storm? This is the same one we did earlier, actually.
Is it? Oh, he just must have posted it twice. Okay, so we've already officially. Ooh, I wonder what this was.
I don't know. That gets me interested now.
I'm gonna look that up and see what that is. You read this while I take care of the background business.
Oh, some guy named Rob Anderson posted this one from a year ago. Remember this and share the idea. Creating something to its finish is a powerful statement. Be proud of anyone who does it.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good to share. And this is probably the same thing, just on a different day. That happens every so often.
Right.
We have the same article show up twice, but this is exciting. The XFL will be back, and the Dwayne the Rock. Let's try this again. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is going to be behind it. I'm super excited. Are you a football fan, Phil?
To a degree. Not as big a fan as I used to be by any means, but I'll pay attention to it every once in a while.
Gotcha. And we also have some Victor Dandridge right here. You get to read this. This is pretty cool.
Victor Dandridge is with Jean-Paul DeJong and Scott McMahon. McMahon, there we go. Check out the amazing line work from these two prints. Sketch goals unlocked in the Trouble with Love's Kickstarter campaign, featuring characters from two upcoming Vantage in-house titles, Point of Authority, Family Ties, illustration by Jean-Paul DeJong, and Sageguard, illustration by Scoot McMahon. The full color versions of these will be available to all our physical copy backers, and there's still plenty of time to make your pledge. In fact, we're only $20 away from cracking $3,000. So the backer who puts us over is getting a special add-on to their reward. Thank you all for the continued love and support. I can't wait for you to experience these stories.
Super awesome. Great creator. Such great energy. Could not be happier to promote him. Chronicles of Horror will be coming to us. We got permission today. You will see this Wednesday on Backer Paws. And more Swords of Justice, obviously. See, and while we're doing the show, notice how many times Silver Spotio has gotten me to pay attention to him by constantly posting, giving us new information, new covers, new shots of the character. I will say one thing, though. Her boob kind of looks deflated in this. Like, ooh. What happened there? I don't know if that could be a flex, though. Because if you ever watch a woman, that might be actually anatomically correct. As a woman, if she's in shape, will lift up her same thing with a guy. If you lift up your body, because anatomy's become something I've started to study within art and stuff. So that actually might be an accurate depiction of a woman as she's actually has her hands above her head.
Well, if it's truly deflated, she could actually just be a Patriots fan.
Ooh. That's not funny, man. That's not funny. Didn't you hear? They got some serious issues right now, man. They've got some real cold problems coming their way. And everyone knows I'm not trying to say the obvious, the 2020 thing. So we hope the quarterback Cam Newton gets healthy, but they deserve it. They deserve that joke. I'm a Giants fan. I can't help it. It's funny. And here he goes again. Time for awesome. I think Guano Guy has been hacking Mark's actual he's been hacking poor Mark's Facebook. He keeps trying to run for president, but I don't know, man. Could he be worse? I don't know. You should back his Kickstarter for at least $1. Give him the support he needs. Maybe we'll get a great president out of this. And here we go. We're going to be getting, hopefully, permission to be talking about Damsel from Distress. And that sounds like usually when you hear Damsel in Distress, it's usually, well, it's a book I would like. But right now, it seems that this is going to be something different. I'm kind of interested in it. Almost got like a Wonder Woman vibe to me. Mm-hmm. And here we go. This will be on our show this week. Go ahead and talk about Dreamlands.
This one does look interesting. This is variant cover for Dreamlands by Flippos. Why do you give me these all the time? Netigitis. We'll go with that one. I apologize if I get that wrong. You can support Dreamlands now on our Kickstarter page, and there's the link. That picture alone right there gets my attention so much that I want to see what's going on with this, because there's a lot going on in there that has so much detail just in that one picture that draws you in.
And I want to say this, just wow with that art from my point of view. And as far as giving it to you, no, it's just working out that way. It's just happily working out that way right now. Now, at this point, we do want to tell you to check out the Kickstarters and Indiegogos that are out there. We have a lot we're going to talk about. We talked about at the beginning of the show all the ones that have successfully funded over the weekend. However, what we didn't get to tell you about, also, by the way, credit to Trump's Cat and Mouse. Both books have successfully funded over the weekend. I was a backer on that. This, I think, is ending very soon. This was brought to us by Fishley. Okay, we have 68 hours to be part of this. This is the All Winners Society Golden Age. Check that out. Be sure to be part of the conversation with that. And, Johnny Phantasm's actually ending. He's been on for a while. We'll get him, I think, on the show one last time. That's it. You make the decision to back Decisions by the 10th of October, and the Oswald Chronicles winds up leaving us on the 10th as well. And Guano Guy, which I know goes until the 10th as well, so get behind it. Oh, actually, no, we extended the Guano Guy. I think it ends the 17th now. I just have to move it. So a lot's ending this week, and even Victor Jandrich, who came on real quick, is ending on the 12th. So he'll be out of here by, what is that, next Monday, I believe? Yeah, Columbus Day of all days. So a lot of great campaigns to look for. Definitely want to check that out. I do want to swing over now, as we do every week. We wind up getting you guys as much information as we can. Here we go. Because I asked you guys in my chats where and what you're working on and who you're working with. So here we go. We got some information now. You want to start with Jimmy? I'll give you Jimmy.
Jimmy Frey says, we have an Indiegogo for the next graphic novel, The Infinitum, going while I am currently lettering our next book for a 2021 release and crowdfunding.
All right. And I think William Byrne has finally kicked off his campaign, A Tasty Comic, What You Deserve, the Max Burger PI available soon on Indiegogo. Soon. See, we're still waiting. The only thing you need to do is to sign up for the email list and receive a free foil card when you back the campaign. It goes live. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. An incentive to sign up for the pre-campaign when you back it. That's clever. That's actually something you all should be doing. You're up with Richard Boom.
Richard Boom has now got Sisterhood one-shot number 3, in which Gwen goes feral over there on Indiegogo, and there's your link right there.
All right.
Nazi werewolves, you can't go wrong with that.
Well, I mean, Nazi werewolves are not to be trifled with, but it could definitely be entertaining to see their heads get blown off, huh? So we're gonna leave them a message because we want to be able to talk about it. So there it is. It was backed up for the news. And Guano Guy, Mark Dernan says, Guano Guy pain is heating up. PDF for $1. Artists doing commissions, and the only complete variant set left. Jump in and help a swell guy. Guano Guy, do it for you. So I guess Mark is trying to play nice with Guano Guy and get him as much support as he can so he stops hacking poor Mark's account. My friend Ari Alexandra has something for you to talk about.
I have a story in this prose anthology from Flying Ketchup Press, Tales from the Dream Zone, and that's available on Amazon.com.
That looks fantastic. John Celestri has for us an unboxing sample of all the proofs of all 5 John the Animator comics that I received from the printer. Check out my Kickstarter campaign that is 69% funded, and he's trying to reach his modest goal of 500. And what we're going to do is we're going to get that link for you guys right now, and we're going to put it in our chat. And like I said, I'm going to put it into my actual my page along with Monty's thing. I'll switch right back. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I misplaced it. There it is. Continue. So now look at all that art. That looks so cool, doesn't it?
It does look like some amazing artwork that's in there. How many books is he showing on here that he's got that he came in with the proofs?
He has 5 different proofs for 5 different books, and we're just going to speed it up just a little bit. And I encourage you guys to go to my profile where you can find this. Not only can you find this right now, But you can also drop off your own news, be part of what I'm talking about on these news programs at 11, and you can be the news. How awesome would that be, right?
Very cool. And
And
these
you
are
also,
amazing. And there are different kinds of artwork in the books. I like that.
yeah, he definitely is. He's trying to make it so you can't say no. It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to get yourself a copy today. And again, apologies, guys. I'm trying to get a link for Monty's thing here because someone asked me for Monty's link, and I want to make sure we get Monty as many backers as we can. So for some reason, we're stuck on its Facebook thing. So hold on as I just grab a link. Remember, when you're using Kickstarter and this stuff, post it to your page, post it to your feed, and have it be part of your news feed. There you go, guys. And become a backer today. All right, so we're going to go back to Monty here. Oops. Sorry, back to John and his video. Here we go. And do you know, are you a Star Wars fan? Have we talked about this?
We haven't talked about Star Wars fan, no, but yeah, I am to a degree. We won't get into the last ones.
Well, were you a fan of Boba Fett? Because if you are, you can get something fantastic on this campaign. So what you can get is a commission from the guy who did the Christmas special with Boba Fett. That's right, Mr. Celestri is actually the guy behind it.
Very cool.
I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, that's some information. You guys can see all of the greatness that is him. And you know, I always say this he worked on He-Man. I mean, this guy has helped shape a generation of fandom. So if you can't be supporting him, then I don't even know why you're showing up to these programs, because he is our history. You know, he really is. It's just, I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you touched a lot of the comics and stuff that most of us grew up with back in the 80s and 90s. So, and he's still going strong with us. That's the big thing, is he didn't stop. He actually kept going with this, and he's coming out with some newer ideas, but he still had some of the pinnacle moments in my comics growing up.
And the art, man, the art is just awesome. So definitely check it out. He's on Kickstarter right now. Here we go. John the Animator. He is 347. He's so close to the goal, guys. Someone can come in here and be his hero today and get him to that goal that he needs to be at. So do that. Make John the Animator smile like he's made many people smile. And let's get him funded today. But we're going to move on to the rest of the news. Lisa Potts has J for Lisa Comics is selling Ryan Kincaid's Hardly Thin. Is that how you say it? Hardly, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Exclusive covers. And that's it for today with all the news. I'll even do an update just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Because sometimes while we're live, people do add stuff in.
Right.
And we're going to get rid of that again. Nope, we're good. So that's at the end of us dealing with Facebook today. Thank goodness. Facebook is being problemsome today. All right, so here we go. The Monday Rundown. We're going to move to Mainstream Market Watch, brought to you by Indie Vote with just 10 minutes. All right, Demon Phil. We gotta get our game face on. We got to micro machine this. We got 10 minutes to land this. All right, I think we can do it. Ready?
Let's do this.
NXT Halloween Havoc. That's right. WWE has reenacted Halloween Havoc, and they're giving it to NXT. This is going to be a takeover you can't miss.
And we've got Hawkman, his comic book origins explained, finally. Bounding into comics, Hawkman is one of DC Comics' most iconic characters, first appearing in Flash Comics #1 back in 1940.
And we have Spider-Man 3. Jamie Lee Fox teases that he's going to be part of Spider-Verse, but he won't be the blue version you know. This is going to be a different Electro you've never seen before. Stay tuned for more. This is sad news.
Yes, Regal Cinemas are officially closing all U.S. theaters after no time. Hours after...
After hours, no time, like today, the new Bond film.
Yes.
No Time Like Tomorrow, whatever that title is, they're closing down for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Problem is, a lot of people are speculating, will they ever open again?
Exactly.
This might be the end of Regal Cinemas. And if Regal AMC is having a lot of trouble, the government has tried to prop them up.
Yep.
We might be seeing entertainment take a fundamental change by the end of this year, beginning of next year. I don't know if you knew this, but this is an interesting insight. An X-Men villain became a dinosaur because of the COMiX code. An interesting part of history. You got to click the link and become educated. Thank you to Screen Rant for that. And by the way, comicbook.com had brought us the other two articles. Bounding into Comics talked to us about Hawkman's history, and we got from WWE the NXT thing. Make sure to check out all these sites. They do a great job of bringing you guys more of the news than more of the facts of the news. So click the links. Make sure you're doing it, including the Toonami announces its October schedule. I know a lot of people like Toonami, so here you go, and that's brought to us by comicbook.com. You're up, Demon.
Police have questioned someone in relation to an attack on, let me see, earlier this week, beloved actor Rick Moranis was attacked on the street in New York. I know he was punched in the face or something like that. Is what I heard.
Punched in the face in New York City. No one knows why. It was very random. There's a lot of doubts that the person even knew who he was. We're not going to speculate as to why. There's some speculation as to why. The only reason we have it in here is we want to wish him a speedy recovery. And he's 65 and someone cold-cocked him for no reason. So, I mean, if that person happens to be watching this video, you know what? Find Jesus or something, man. Like, you are just bad people. Don't hit Rick Moranis. He's awesome. You know how many times he's shrunk kids? So this is DC has just killed, and oh no, if it's true, it's bad news. You're gonna have to go to comicbook.com to find out who they might have killed. Now, that was just the weekend news. This is just what happened today. I'll take the first one just because you don't know what it is. If you're a Transformer and My Little Pony fan, their crossover continues. It shouldn't make sense. It shouldn't have happened, but it's here, and people are really digging it. So big news, and Demon Phil gets the good news.
Walt Disney Archive celebrates Mickey Mouse Club 65. Walt Disney Archive celebrates its 65th anniversary of the Mickey Mouse Club over on ABC.
Isn't that cool? 65 years ago. I mean, I was part of the Mickey Mouse Club when they brought it back. In the 80s, they had actually tried to revamp it. And I think they did it in the 90s, and they've done it in the new millennium. It's like they're on for 10 years, off for 10 years, on for 10 years, off for 10 years. But it's definitely become a staple. I think everyone in their childhood has heard about it. You go back to Gidget, and Gidget ends up getting her own series at that point. So a lot going on there. And bad news if you're a wrestling fan. Both Kylie O'Reilly and Finn Balor were hurt during their NXT TakeOver matches. We don't know how bad Finn Balor is, but Kylie actually broke some teeth. Oh, brutal, brutal match. And, of course, we see these fine gentlemen at Comic-Cons throughout the United States, so we cover wrestling news, too, as well. And that's given to us by WrestlingInc.com. And the prior story about the Walt Disney was given to us by ComicBook.com. Now, Chronicles...
If you're a fan of wrestling, go to the NXT and watch that, because they are really vying for the attention in the wrestling industry right now and doing what they can to go ahead and show that they are capable of being there. Finn Balor actually went backwards to the NXT and got out of the mainstream on there to go ahead and help them out. So the Demon, Finn Balor, went over there to NXT to help them out. So him hurting is actually hurting them. So go support them, see what they're doing.
And I love the fact that he chose that. He wanted that. The minute that NXT got picked up, he wanted off the main roster because he wants to help make NXT bigger than Raw, bigger than SmackDown, and bigger than AEW. Of course, this is Monday's news for you guys. Check out the link for all the stuff that you have. Be kind and share. And we like to thank Geek Insider. So this is the point of the program where I ask my co-anchor, what do you think was the top story for today? What should we pick as the headline for Monday and the weekend? For Monday, I don't know. What do you think? What made Monday's news?
For Monday's news, I'm going to say, just for sheer fact that it was out there so much and it's so much energy involved behind it and everything, I'm going to go with Mark Darden and Guano Guy on this one.
Oh, yeah?
It seems like something that, we're not voting for president on him. We're actually, vying to go ahead and go to the Kickstarter and go ahead and get him purchased, get him into friends and families' homes, and get some fun out there where we need it. We need some positivity. And Guano Guy does give that. He's a very confused guy, but he gives positivity.
Okay, I can see that. I'm for that. I would say that also one of the things that I think should get a lot of attention right now, believe it or not, I gotta go with, I think it's going to be a double indie day for me. I like the Guano guy for president, but I also like the bullying thing. So I'm going to go with the bullying messages. I'll give Guano guy the weekend, and I say we give the anti-bullying message, and I say we give it to Bobby Gregory just because of that cool art that they use, and they've been doing this. This is not just because of today. This has been a message of that program of Cat Dad and Supermom since day one. Rise against bullying. I have on good authority that either the third or fourth issue will deal with online bullying, and it'll deal with how a student, a child, and parent have to deal with bullying when it leaves the school, infects the home when you just can't keep them away. And I think that we're heading towards a point where parents have to start talking about that. So I like the fact that today is Bully Prevention Awareness Day, and by default month. So we're going to rise against bullying and do that. Now we have 4 minutes, and I know that you would like to talk about something because, why wouldn't you? You're behind this project. We're gonna call up your Kickstarter if you want to start talking about, not your Kickstarter directly, but you know what I mean. Go ahead, talk to me about it.
The Indiegogo, right?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, Indiegogo.
So Elysian Fields, Pyramid Gambit on Indiegogo right now. The biggest part of this one is the Support Our Troops tier that's on there. $50 will get the Support Our Troops tier. $10 of that goes toward the Special Forces Trust Fund, which helps families who are involved with soldiers who have lost their lives in events that they cannot speak of course, and it just kind of helps them cope a little bit. So again, $10 of that $50 that you go ahead and put on there goes toward that. That also applies to the whole enchilada package. The whole enchilada package, if I'm not mistaken, is $120, and that'll get you all of that that's on there. But do not miss out on this particular campaign. This is the second in the series of Elysian Fields. The first one, issue 0, came out a few months back, and it was a huge hit. This one here is the Pyramid Gambit, which actually introduces the Egyptian level to this one. And then once this gets, of course, it's fully funded. Once it gets more money in there to build up to the next issue, it's just going to continue on with this Abyssal Tournament of Champions. So don't miss out.
All right, now I put that in the chat room for there. We have covered a lot of ground today, very, very quickly. I am excited to have brought you guys all the news and remind you that if you want to send us news, you can do so right here in our newsroom. You can do it at the very end of the page. Make sure you're checking out all the different videos and all the different days of news. We give you so much news it can't be contained in just one thread. It would take too long for it to load. Here you go. Just put your name, your email, and your message for us. Include links, include a brief description, like your elevator pitch, basically, and give us a link where we can get an image to share everything with you. We're going to give Demon Phil the floor to talk about his YouTube channel, which he needs more subscribers to still.
Yes. So YouTube channel is Demonation Sensation, SINSATION. Yes. It's early yet. It's still zombie Phil almost at this point. But YouTube is Demonation Sensation. You want to go look it up over there. We have the links for it as well. If you don't have those links, reach out to me, reach out to Rob, reach out to pretty much anyone else on here, and we'll have that for you. But yes, I definitely need more subscribers over there so that we can get more exposure for the guests that I bring onto there. Like I said, I've got my 2 shows that are on there currently, and we're working on bringing even more content, especially going into 2021. And I just want to take just a moment to go ahead and say that I have an exclusive that I'm going to go ahead and say on here as well. As of last week, I officially began the process of starting writing my first ever comic book, which will be published next year. So Dark Days is the name of it, DARKE Days, will be published next year. That is my goal, and I've got plenty of people pushing me toward that goal. So I want to thank everyone for the support they've given me so far, and I'm looking forward to the support leading into next year. And you will see updates and everything going along with that in the YouTube channel as well. So definitely don't miss out on that one.
Yeah, definitely check that out. You do great programming. I appreciate you co-anchoring with me today. Thank you all for everyone who tuned in. Today's been a busy show, busy morning, trying to get everything done. We get you more in the know of comics by noon. than any other program will. And of course, for those watching later in the day, you get as much information as we can get you. If you guys got a story, don't hesitate. Let us make this part of it. I thank everyone for their feedback and showing up every day at 11 for the news program. We will see you back here tomorrow at 11 for tomorrow's news. And thank you for Indie Volt, Geek Insider, Demon Phil right here, and all the other co-anchors that do this, and comicbookadvocates.com. Make sure you subscribe to all those amazing sites today.